All right, this is cabin 2208. It's a category 1A cabin on Carnival Freedom. I'm going to show you 3 cabins in a row because there are differences. These are great cabins if you're cruising solo or with a friend or a relative, not so much with a couple because as you can see, they have one twin bed and one sofa bed. They cannot be placed next to each other, so you are sleeping totally separate. There is your bathroom. You'll see in a minute there's a big difference between this room and the other two. The reason I'm showing you the other two, which are basically the same rooms, is that they had the sofa bed and the twin bed. One was made up on the sofa bed, one was not. So I figured I'd just show you them all. So in here you have plenty of cupboard space. You've got 3 cupboards. Here's your first one. There's your second one. This is the one I actually stayed in this cruise. I will warn you of one thing when the ship comes into port, not so much in the ports, but when we got back into Port Canaveral and they started shutting the engines down when they got alongside or they were maneuvering to be alongside, boy, was it loud. The vibrations, I was shaking in my bed. There's your power outlet. There's only one power outlet in this room, just be warned. And if you have a European adapter, you have a second. So make sure you bring a non-surge protector power strip. There's your safe. TV up there, small TV. Can't really, I don't watch TVs in the room, so there's your fridge. I think you could probably twist it to the side, but I never turned the TV on once while I was on board, so. Cheers package took care of that. So again, there's a twin bed and the sofa bed. There's no USB ports by the bed on this one. There's a light switch. But a perfectly good room if you're traveling on your own. It's nice and cheap. Well, the cheapest on the ship, but remember, like I warned you, there are those vibrations when you come alongside, especially when we got back into Port Canaveral. Not so much in the main ports. So we're at the very front of deck 2, as you can see there, and I'm about to show you 2212 and 2216. As far as the amenities in this room, there you go, one twin bed, single sofa bed, no window or balcony. Shower, toilet, sink, your flat screen TV, telephone, current, etc., etc., etc. You got your 3 closets, desk with ottoman seat, sofa, and coffee table. Bit of a con saying there's a sofa because that's the sofa bed. So if you have somebody sleeping in there, you don't have a sofa. So let's take a look at 2212, which is next door. Same category, same price, but immediately you can see there are 2 portholes. Some people like the portholes for the light, some people don't. This one, the sofa bed, as you can see there, is made up. And there's your main double bed, or twin bed as they call it. The one thing you'll notice, there is also a nice little window ledge there. You can store an extra suitcase on there. Dare I say, Julie would be putting her towel animals on there. But yeah, you have that on there as well. There's your safe. So basically the room is the same. The only difference is going to be the porthole pretty much. But that is kind of a big difference. So, and the rooms are the same exact price. Normally, the category with the porthole are more expensive as you go to the regular interiors. They're the category PT. So they're typically more expensive. There was your hairdryer just now. And the same cupboard space, 3 cupboards. So again, I can't stress this enough. The rooms are basically the same size, same shape, same everything. Obviously, this is reversed from the other one. The portholes are the difference. But again, they're the same price. So some people like the light, some people don't. I was actually in 2208, like I said, because I don't want the light coming in, especially if I'm cruising on my own, which I was on this cruise. I like to sleep in and not be disturbed. And aside from coming into the port, it was very quiet in this area. You hardly heard a thing. There's your bathroom. As always, the standard Carnival bathroom that always looks the same, unless you're in a new ship or a Havana, Terrazza stateroom, or some of the spa. Bathrooms are different. There was your temperature control. So that's 2212. Here's me trying to close the door, struggling to get the foot stop underneath the door again, so it didn't close on me because the cabin stewards had not necessarily finished doing what they were supposed to do. And eventually I got there. So there you go. Again, it's at the very front of deck 2 on the port side. And now I'm going to show you the amenities, and then we'll show you 2216. So you'll see it's the exact same 185 square feet as 2208. The only difference on the whole thing there is it has 2 portholes instead of just the plain wall, which you have in the 2208. It's 3 closets, which is big. Not all interiors have 3 closets. And again, as I said, these rooms, they're great if you're traveling alone or if you're traveling with a friend or a relative, but maybe not so good if you're traveling with a couple. But the prices are cheaper. So let's take a look at 2216. It's going to be the same as 2212. I just wanted to show you the differences. On the right-hand side, you'll see immediately the sofa bed is not made up. So this is just how the room would look if you were cruising solo. There is your safe. Again, that windowsill is quite big. It's surprisingly how much extra space that gives you to put stuff, be it a case, be it whatever. There's your sofa bed, not made up. They obviously had some waters delivered, snoozing signs. So, I mean, again, this is backwards to 2212 because everything is on the opposite side of each other. That's the way they make these ships when they build them. They slide them in as one big unit. And there's your fridge. The safe was up above it, the TV above that. Some extra cupboard space there. Little seat in the corner, you see. And the ottoman chair there. There's your hairdryer. And there's your power outlet. Again, there's the European one and the US one. So if you have a European power adapter, you can get that. Or bring a little power strip with no surge protector. Remember, no surge protector. Not allowed. And there's your second of 3 closets. There's your life jackets. And there's your third one in the dark because it wasn't very light in there at this point. So yeah, so that's a look at 3 Category 1A cabins at the front of deck 2. Now these cabins are on every deck. You can get them up on deck 6, 7 if you look hard enough. But these ones are right there, the 3 in a row. So I wanted to show you the comparison, primarily because of the porthole against the non-porthole. And the amenities there are exactly the same as you had in 2212. So I hope you enjoyed that. A look at some Category 1A cabins on Carnival Freedom. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, Mick, at elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.